Good morning, everybody. This is Tonetta, your relationship coach at Speak Your Truth, where I help educate, inspire, and empower you to speak your truth and be who you are within your relationships. I want to welcome y'all to question number 29 of Unpacking the Baggage. So that means we have one more question left, y'all, for tomorrow. But like I said, today is question number 29. This question says, when your relationship ends, do you expect closure of any sort, a face-to-face talk? And if so or not, why? Do you learn the lesson and apply that lesson to your next relationship? I know this includes a lot, so I'm going to have to break this down sentence per sentence. I guess I'll put it that way. Again, before I even get started, make sure that you're checking the description of this video to go ahead and get your free Unpacking the Baggage question list. It's a list of 30 questions that I created for you all from all the drama and the trauma and everything else that I've been through so that you all can know how to, of course, do your work as well. These questions, I had no idea that I was doing my work back in the day, but I know that now. But like I said, back in the day, I was just journaling. Of course, trying to get things out, trying to work through processes and different situations, different experiences and stuff like that. And of course, when I look back, I'm like, wait a minute, that is how you do the work, I guess, for this. That is how you, of course, unpack your own baggage and move forward and that kind of thing as well. So like I said, I created this list for you all. So I'm like, this can help somebody else too. So I had to go back through my journal, figure out which questions I was asking myself, that kind of thing. And I compiled them in a list of 30 questions. Of course, there's a lot more, but this is only dealing with, of course, relationships and that kind of thing. But there's, of course, a lot more where those questions came from. But like I said, definitely this is question number 29. So like I said, I will break this down sentence by sentence. When your relationship ends, do you expect some type of closure? I think in theory, all of us do expect closure, whether it's somebody's cheated on you or somebody just left you up and left or whatever it is. I think all of us, of course, expect closure. But 99% of the time, we don't get that closure. Usually we get a partner, you all upset, talking, yelling, hollering, people leaving, this kind of thing going on. And there is no closure except for the last conversation that you all may have had, which may have been full of hollering and yelling and emotions and stuff like that. Like I said, we just don't get the closure that we asked for. And there's nothing that we can do about that. Yes, in a perfect world, we would all love closure from all the relationships that we've been in. But like I said, I haven't got closure out of any, out of any of them actually. Well, I guess out of mine. Of course, like I said, I tried to, of course, talk my best and tried to, of course, figure out what was going on, that kind of thing. Sometimes we have to realize that it's not always us. I know when folks are leaving us and they're cheating and different things are going on, our relationships breaking up, we can always internalize that. A lot of us definitely, because I have internalized that before too. So I know how that feels. And like I said, at some point, I don't know what point it was, I don't know, but at some point, I guess I do. It was my last relationship that I had. At that point, I realized that there's, of course, I can ask for closure, I can ask for this, I can ask for that. But at some point, we have to realize that it's not always us. I would say at least 80% of the time, I can't say for everybody's relationship, but 80% of the time, I would say that it doesn't have anything to do with us. It usually has something to do with that other person. Actually, I would say more than that 90% of the time, that it has something to do with that other person. We have to realize that, of course, sometimes folks are going through things. They're going through their own season of change and mental shifts, mindset shifts, perspective changes, all types of things are going on. They're still trying to, of course, figure out who they are, set their boundaries, figure out how they want to have their relationship. They're going through all these things. And like I said, we sometimes forget that. Like I said, I had to realize that in my last relationship, like, okay, I can tell I knew that he still had work to do, I put it that way, and that he had not worked on anything. And like I said, I will be sharing with some of these things with you all next week when I'm talking, when I start sharing a little bit more of my story next week, just to let y'all know, just to give you a heads up. But like I said, I had to realize that, and I knew that it wasn't me, it wasn't anything that I've done. And so, it's like I said, at some point we have to stop internalizing all the things, the cheating, and the person doesn't love me, and this is going on, and this is going on. To realize that usually is something within that person that they're dealing with, and it's not you. So yes, like I said, in a perfect world, we can always expect closure and want to have a perfect conversation about what happened, what was going on. Was it something I did? Was it something you did? What was going on? Do you want to try to work on this years later? Whatever the case is, we would always want that perfect closure. I guess I put it that way. But like I said, 99% of the time, we will not get that. And like I said, you have to learn how to, of course, close the relationship on your own. And like I said, I'll get into that at another time, but that will take a while to of course, explain this morning. But like I said, we can expect closure all we want, but 9 times out of 10, we will not get that closure. Just keep that in mind. And do you learn the lesson and apply that lesson to your next relationship? There's lessons in everything that we do. Every closure that we have, every ending to a relationship that we have, whether it was too much gossip or too much of this, or our boundaries weren't tight, or we didn't love ourselves enough, or we didn't value ourselves enough, and that person picked up on that. We were a yes girl, and we were doing yes man. And we did everything that partner wanted us to do instead of taking care of ourselves first. People pick up on those kind of things, and like I said, those are lessons that you can learn every time a relationship ends. I don't care if it's romantic or not, but every time a relationship ends, there's always a lesson that you learn within that relationship. Like I said, the main thing here is to make sure that you're taking that lesson, whatever lesson it is for you. I had different lessons, I'm sure you would too. But like I said, whatever that lesson was, take that lesson and apply it to your next relationship to make sure that if your boundaries, so for example, if your boundaries weren't tight in this one, and you were the yes girl and doing all this stuff for this person, and they kept running over you and using you and all these kind of things, and that's why the relationship ended, because you one day told them no, you can get no more money and whatever it is, or they had to stop using you or whatever. Learning that lesson, learning that you have to tighten your boundaries, learning that you have to say no a lot more, learning that you cannot, continue to let people use you and allow people to use you and abuse you and take all your stuff and do all these things. In your next relationship, you have to look at the lesson that you learned from the one you just left. So if your boundaries were not tightened, that means your next relationship, make sure that your boundaries are a lot tighter than what they were. We left your last one. So like using those boundaries, for example. So that means that in this next relationship that you're getting more used to saying, no, you cannot have this, I'm not going to do this, I come first, my business comes first, or whatever it is, that you're letting your partner know that, of course, you have boundaries as well, and you don't want to be just a yes girl anymore, you don't want to be ran over. Like I said, that's a lesson that you can learn to apply in your next relationship. Like I said, that's just one example. There's thousands, I'm sure, out there as well. But like I said, this question number 29 brings up a lot of things. Because I know some folks, in my mind, of course, I know talking about this question, I know some folks, of course, do not handle breakup and not receiving closure well. Some folks will stalk people and call people and email people and message people, why you break up with me, why you leave me, why you do this, why, all these questions. At some point, you have to learn how to move on. That person is never going to give you an answer for any damn thing that they did. They may not even have a goddamn answer for the things that they did. You have to realize that as well. So like I said, yes, in a perfect world, yes, we can all ask for closure and do all these things. But these people that are out here doing things, sometimes they have no idea why they're doing them. Whether it's cheating, whether it's taking your money, or whether it's running over you. They have no, yes, they'll know that in that moment that they took your money, but they think it's right for whatever reason. So like I said, some folks just have no idea what they're going through themselves, and they're so embarrassed, and they messed up for some of them and this kind of thing. So no, they're not going to give you closure. Like I said, you have to give closure to yourself, and like I said, I'll get into that in a totally different video and a totally different lesson. But like I said, expecting closure, you cannot always receive closure. You're not going to always receive closure. Like I said, 99% of the time, you will not receive closure at all. So we have to, I know it's hard to say you have to get used, it's easier said than done, saying that you have to get used to those kind of things. Unfortunately, that is the case. A lot of us won't receive closure. And if you're one of the ones who received closure, definitely comment down below and let us know how that went, what you all did, what you all talked about, and whether it was helpful to you. I guess I put it that way. And for those of you who have not received closure, what's the biggest hang up, or what's the biggest the biggest hang up, or what bothers you so much that you hadn't received closure? Is it because you were internalizing everything, thinking it was your fault, or you thought that person owed you an apology because they cheated and it was all on them, that kind of thing? Let me know down in the comments, y'all. I do want to talk to y'all, so let me know in the comments about what's going on, that kind of thing, whether you got closure, you didn't get closure, and how that turned out for you. So with that, I want to say thank you all again for tuning in. This is question number 29 of Unpacking the Baggage. This question says, when your relationship ends, do you expect closure of some sort, a face-to-face talk, and why? Do you learn the lesson and apply that lesson to your next relationship? So with that, I want to remind you all again, make sure that you're downloading your free Unpacking the Baggage question list. From the description of this video, that particular link is up there. Make sure that you're getting that. And like I said, start doing this work. And like I said, this is part of us doing the work and doing the unpacking our own baggage so that we can move forward better in our relationships, have more open, honest, and a healthier, of course, communication. So with that, I want to say again, thank you. I'm Tonetta, your relationship coach and Speak Your Truth, where I help educate, inspire, and empower you to speak your truth and be who you are within your relationships. See y'all in the next video. Take care.